Do you want the best rate? Do you really want the best rate? I'm going to tell you how to get the best rate. Hey, you have found your way to Mortgage Sense. This is Kevin Blair. I'm Kevin Blair with Element Home Loans. I've got Josh Blair with the Element Home Loans. Josh, how are you this morning?
I'm doing great. Hey, you know what? Everybody wants the best rate, right?
Everybody wants the best rate. Now, I'm going to do something a little different today, Josh, okay?
Okay.
Because that's the number one question we get, okay? And when I get that phone call and says, "Hey, Kev, I'm under contract and I'm shopping lenders. What is your rate?" And I'm going to tell you a secret. When I get that call, we have about 1% chance of getting that deal.
Why
Okay.
is that?
Why is that? Because all they're focused on is rate. And I get it. I want the best rate. My job, your job is to get our clients the best rate. But
Absolutely.
there's more to it than just a rate. You've got to have a relationship. You've got to have trust. You've got to have all those things that come into the play. And here's what I'm going to tell people. And I don't think I've ever said this before. And I'm going to preface it by this. This is not about Element Home Loans. This is not about Josh Blair. This is not about Kevin Blair. This is not about our company. I'm going to tell people how to get the best rate and how they should go about getting the best rate. Now, we are in a very extreme and volatile market, and we have been for about a year now.
Mhm.
And we've seen rates go way up. We've seen them trickle back down. We've seen them go back up. And every day is a new day in this industry. And so, my advice to people, because I've got 3 or 4 questions that you need to be asking, my advice to people is stay away from the online lenders.
Oh, yeah.
If you're in Tennessee, if you're in Georgia, if you're in Alabama, if you're in Florida, if you're in Texas, if you're in Kentucky, if you're in Pennsylvania, we can do your loan for you. We're going to have a personal relationship with you. All right.
Just to
Expect
clarify, the online lenders are not the ones, you're not talking about the ones doing podcasts, right?
no, not at all. That's a great point.
I'm just, yeah, I say that in jest, but we're really talking about the people that work primarily online
Uh,
because you're not going to talk to the same person twice. There's
Not
no
only you're not going to
accountability
talk
in
to the
that.
same person twice, but you're not talking to somebody that is vested in this business. All right.
Right.
You need to be dealing with people. And when I say you, I'm talking about you, the consumer. You need to be dealing with people that you know, that you can meet, that you can sit down and talk with, that you can have a phone conversation on the weekends, on Sunday, on New Year's Eve, on New Year's Day, because we've got a loan in process right now that we took the application on New Year's Eve and got the pre-approval on New Year's Day, and they made an offer on New Year's Day.
Yep.
Now, you're not going to get that from those big, big companies. You're not. It's just not going to happen. But here's where the problem is. We started this 10 years ago with the radio show. We turned it into a podcast because we wanted to expose the games that are played in this business. Josh, the business is so competitive right now. There are companies falling away, going out of business every single day. They were expecting, I haven't seen it yet, but they were expecting 80,000 loan officers to not renew their license. 80,000. So here's what you need to be doing. When you find a home and you found a home by using a realtor, that realtor has 2 or 3 relationships that they deal with, that they have trusted loan advisors, people that they know and trust and like, people that they know will tell you the truth. I'm not talking about me. I'm going to tell you the truth. But I want to say it again because I want to make this perfectly clear. I want this to be advice, not come to Kevin, come to Josh,
Absolutely.
come to Element Home Loans. But just a second. I want you to come to Kevin. I want you to come to Josh. I want you to come to Element Home Loans. But if we're looking, because when you call ABC company that you don't know anything about, spaceship something, I don't know what it is. I'm not going to give them the kudos, okay? They're going to tell you anything they want to get you to commit. I said I wasn't going to do this, but I'm going to tell a story. Okay? I'm going to tell a story right now. Something that happened to us yesterday. We've been working with a young lady that we've been trying to get pre-approved. And we knew based on her credit and based on the income that she provided, and she just provided a couple of pay stubs.
Right.
But the income that she provided, we knew that it was going to be very, very, very tight.
Uh-huh.
We worked with her for 3 or 4 days. We were asking for information. She couldn't get it. She wouldn't get it from her company. She just couldn't provide it to us. Now, Josh, I'm telling you, it's going to have to be provided no matter who you go to.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So what happens in this industry? People will go, they talk about speed, speed, speed. So our realtor partner called us yesterday and said, hey, I just got a pre-approval letter from that online lender. And I just told him, I said, brother, there's no way. We can't get her approved yet because we don't have all the documentation.
Right.
But she's going to go with that company. And I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. They quoted her rate that they hadn't verified yet. They gave her an approval that they hadn't verified yet. She's going to buy an appraisal. She's going to pay for an inspection. And when she finally gets all that information to them, guess what's going to happen? You know what's going to happen. It's going to crash and burn. She's going to be out of $1,000 to $1,200.
Honestly, I hope not. But here's the other part of it. She's out $1,000, $1,200, and every time she calls in, she's talking to somebody else, and there's no accountability. There's nobody that is that person saying, "Here's what's going on. I'm putting my stamp on this." Where we put our stamp when we sign our name to that pre-approval letter, we're putting our stamp on it. We own that from then on out, and you're talking to us as opposed to a call center.
That's right. You know what else? You know who I really feel sorry for? Is the seller of that home. Because they're going to go through a 30 or 35-day process thinking that they've sold their home. They're about to buy another one. And that loan will crash and burn. It will crash and burn. But let's get back to our topic, okay? Yeah. Rates. I think you should shop rates. I think you should shop lenders. This is the biggest purchase that you make in your life. You need to be shopping. And and I've had this conversation twice this week, so I know it's on everybody's mind. Well, I don't want you to pull my credit because it's going to ding my credit. I've already gotten a pre-approval. You know what the game is? One of the games, Josh, don't let anybody pull your credit. Don't let anybody else pull your credit because your credit score could drop. You can have 3 lenders pull your credit in a 30-day period, and we're all going to get the same score. Uh-huh. Now, 20 years ago, yeah, every time you had your credit pulled, it dinged your credit. Now, here's a disclaimer. If you've gone car shopping, if you've gone credit card shopping, if you've gone department store shopping, you've gone and you've had 10 or 12 credit pulls, yeah, that's going to affect your credit. But if you're serious about buying a home, you can have 3 lender pulls, and we're all going to get the same score. So that's game number 1. Game number 2 is closing cost and rate. They're going to give you that teaser rate. When you go online and see that teaser rate, there comes a cost with it that they don't show. Josh, I don't even know if I told you this. A couple years ago, we looked at a VA loan online, and it said, with 25% down, with 2% discount, this is your rate. That was in the fine print. They put the rate here, but when you clicked on it, it said it required 25% down and 2% discount. Well,
so just to flesh that out a little bit, VA generally speaking is a 0 down loan.
0 down,
right? Most of the time. 2 points. That means you're paying 2 extra percentage. Take a point is a percent, 1% of the loan value that you're paying ahead. You're doing that twice. That's 2% extra on the loan to get that rate.
$400,000 loan, it's $8,000 on top of all the other closing costs. So Here are the 3 questions that people need to be asking, okay? Because all the closing costs, every bit of the closing cost outside of the lender closing cost are going to be exactly the same. Your insurance is going to be exactly the same no matter what lender you use. Your state tax stamps are going to be exactly the same no matter what lender you use. Your escrow setup is going to be exactly the same no matter who you use. Title fees are going to be exactly the same no matter who you use. So here are the three questions. Number one, what are your hard costs? Ask the lender you're talking to, what are your hard costs? If they stumble and say, well, it depends on this, it depends on that, well, are we doing an FHA loan or do we do a conventional loan? How much are you putting down? Run. Okay? Josh, I've been doing this business 24 years now. 24 years. We have been with Element 8 years now. Our hard costs have not gone up, period. We have a flat fee no matter what type of loan it is, no matter what size loan it is, no matter what state. We have a flat fee that has not changed. Number two, do you charge an origination fee? And that's the key word right there. Do you charge an origination fee? An origination fee, it's a junk fee. That's how mortgage companies make their money. All right. So there's only two ways a mortgage company like us can make money. It's in fees or it's in rate. So you can't have low fees and low rates. You can't have, well, you can have high fees and high rates if you buy it. Okay. But there's got to be a balance there on fees and rates. The next thing is, do you charge a discount point? Now, the answers are from Element Home Loans. We have a flat fee, doesn't change. Origination fee, not at all. A discount point, only if it makes financial sense. Now, what we have seen with the market, and we could probably do a whole show on the compression of margins that we're seeing and what the market is doing to us. We're seeing more discount points now than we've ever seen before, because of the compression in the margin. If you want to know about the compression in the margin, give me a call, 423-488-7571, and we can talk seriously about that. But those three questions will separate your lenders, and see how they answer that question. What were you about to say?
Well, I was going to say, can we go back to the person that calls a lender, says, hey, what's your rate? And a lender says, well, my rate is X. Right there, it's false. That online lender that has that teaser rate, they don't know enough about you to give you that rate.
So what are
these three questions?
What do they need to know?
Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm asking you, what do they need to know to be able to qualify or give you a rate?
I will tell you that there is a list of about 30 questions, 30 things about you, your credit, the loan type. It's not something where everybody gets the same rate. It's very individualized, and sometimes it's even down to the day. So if they can quote off a rate for you right like that, that's a big red flag, and it's another time to ask all of these questions that we're talking about.
What they're trying to do is just to get you involved, to sit down, to fill out the application, and push you through the system, and then in the end, you're going to get surprised. I'm telling you guys, my advice, talk to your real estate agent. Go with the person, or most of your realtors out there will give you 2 to 3 people, all right? Talk to those 2 or 3 people. We're not a good fit for everybody, Josh. Well, I'm a good fit for everybody. You tend to.
I rub some people the wrong way. It's okay.
Talk to those lenders that your real estate agent asks you to talk to, because it's a game, and it's a heavy game, and it's a wrong game. Guys, if you like this kind of information, if you want more of this strong advice, hit like, hit subscribe, ring that bell. Go to our About page right up here somewhere, and you can hit a link, fill out a questionnaire, send it, come right back to me. We'll talk about your situation, your individualized situation. We'll review your credit, we'll review your income, we'll review your assets, and we'll set you on a path to the best rate, the best fees, and the way it should be. Josh, thank you for doing a great job. Let's go knock it out of the park today.
Let's do it.
All right, man. Bye-bye.